So our message for all ages today is stone soup. There are many, many, many variations of this story. This is based on the one my mother told me. Long ago, a man was walking through the woods and came upon a small village. The man was weary from his travels and also hungry. His provisions had run out that morning, and he did not even have a crust of bread or a rind of cheese left. As the people in the village saw a stranger arrive, they pulled their doors shut and closed and locked their doors and windows. The traveler was used to this treatment and called out, "I just want a place to rest and cook my supper. Can you spare some water for my cookpot?" One of the village elders came out and said, "You're welcome to the water in the well over there and all the wood you can gather, but we don't have any food to share." The stranger thanked them and went to the edge of the wood and gathered some kindling and some down tree branches. He laid a fire in the middle of the village's small green, not far from the well. He filled his pot with well water, set it on a flat stone in the wood ring he had made, and using his flint and steel, started a fire. The villagers had started together to see what the stranger was up to. When the water began to boil, he pulled a fist-sized smooth stone from his pack and added it to the pot with great ceremony. In a loud voice, the stranger said, "This is my magic soup stone. It makes delicious soup." In a few minutes, he sampled the stone broth and announced, "This soup tastes wonderful, and I am willing to share it with the entire village." At the thought of getting to sample the magic soup, more and more villagers started to gather around. "Do you know what would make this soup even better?" said the stranger. "If we had a bit of cabbage. Stone soup with cabbage is tremendous." One of the villagers left and returned with a small cabbage and added it to the pot. The traveler sampled again and said, "Delicious. But you know, I once had stone cabbage soup with sausage. It's too bad we don't have any sausage to add to the soup. It's wonderful. You haven't lived till you've had stone soup with sausage." An old granny slipped away and returned a few minutes later with some homemade sausage links and added them to the pot. The stranger had folks sample the soup and asked them what it needed. Some said carrots, some onions and garlic. One young lad said the turnips and greens in his garden would be perfect for the soup. Everyone in the village went home, opened their windows, unlocked their doors, and returned with something for the pot and their bowls and spoons. Everyone gathered around the fire, told stories, and exchanged gossip as they ate the magic soup they had made together as a community. The traveler, who was no longer a stranger, slept by the village mayor's fire that night. And in the morning, as he was gathering his things and saying goodbye to his new friends, he presented them with his magic stone. "Take good care of this, my friend," she said. "It not only makes good soup, but it makes strangers into friends and friends into good neighbors." As the traveler left the village, he resumed his journey. He discovered that the villagers had slipped a loaf of bread, a round of cheese, and some apples into his pack. About a mile from the village, he noticed a fist-sized smooth stone on a creek bank, and he bent to pick it up. He smiled and put it in his pack.